Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the Midday News. I am Iroyin Ojokanri. Forum of chairmen and members of commissions, boards and agencies in Ekiti State has joined the list of groups calling on Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí to recontest for a second term in office. At a ceremony in Ado-Ekiti, the forum unanimously endorsed the governor and his deputy for the next year governorship election. BSS reporter Iroyin Ojokanri has the rest of the story.
The mini pavilion at Fajuyi in Ado-Ekiti, the venue of the ceremony, was filled with posters with different descriptions calling on Governor Oyèbánjí to run for a second term in office. In his opening remarks, the chairman of the forum, Chief Alaba Abejide, who is the chairman Local Government Service Commission, said the group endorsed the governor and his deputy for another term as an expression of their appreciation to the present administration for providing a living environment at their various establishments.
We are therefore unanimously calling on the governor, Mr. Biodun Oyèbánjí, to declare his interest to contest for the positions of the executive governor of the state in 2026.
The chairman board for vocational and technical education, Pastor Kayode Babade, moved a motion for the endorsement, seconded by a member of the House of Assembly Commission, Mrs. Folarishi Adeosi, and ratified by the Ekiti State House of Assembly Speaker, Mr. Adeoye Aribasoye.
If in favor that Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí be endorsed by all members, chairmen and members, and Mr. Governor continue to 2030. Say
Earlier, representatives of the forum from the 3 senatorial districts in the state who took turns to express the reasons for the endorsement said Governor Oyèbánjí's performance in less than 3 years in office was unprecedented. The Secretary to the State Government, Professor Abibat Adubiaro, and the Special Advisor to the Governor on Political Matters, Chief Jide Awe, expressed the determination of the Governor to continue to work on his mandate to improve the living standard of the people.
Thank God for today that you believe so much in Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí, in monumental achievements he has recorded so far. I really appreciate you.
the reward of hard work is to work more. And I think Mr. Governor is listening.
In separate interviews, some members of the forum said the program, which was the first of its kind among the political office holders in commissions, boards and agencies, was part of values of democracy.
There is no commission for a certain agency and board that he has never touched.
They are exercising their right to tell the governor to throw his heart into the ring second time, having performed very credibly.
Our governor have done a lot in terms of training all our teachers, moving our teachers from grade level 15 to 16.
He promised to ensure that the governor and his deputy were returned to the government house for another term of 4 years. Iroyin Ojokanri reporting.
Ahead of the next year's governorship election in Ekiti State, politicians have been advised to embrace responsible issue-based campaign free of bitterness, falsehood and blackmail. The call was made by the state chairman of the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties, CNPP, Pastor Victor Akinola, at a press briefing in Ado-Ekiti. BSS reporter Toba Balola has more on the report.
Pastor Akinola declared that the umbrella body of the all political parties would not remain silent while certain groups attempt to mislead the public with falsehoods and distorted facts for political gain. He condemned a recent press conference organized by promoters of the group, Mega, describing it as a deliberate distortion of facts and an unsuccessful attempt to distract Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí, whose administration has transformed the state's fortunes through measurable progress across sectors.
When lies, falsehood, half-truths, and misrepresentation of facts are left unchallenged, there is a high risk of them being believed and taken as the gospel truth by the unsuspecting members of the public who are consumers of news on the print media, electronic media, internet, and social media platforms. As responsible and patriotic citizens of the state, we are compelled to debunk the lies shown out by the trio of Abimbola Olawumi, Motunde Fajuyi, and Benga Baba.
The CNPP chairman emphasized that the positive impacts of the Oyebanji government is evident throughout Ekiti State, particularly in the execution of a 6-point agenda. He stressed the need to correct the record, accusing members of MEGA, many of whom he claimed are non-residents, of criticizing their homeland from a distance.
The recent press conference addressed by promoters of MEGA can be best described as a tissue of lies, cocktail of falsehood, salad of blackmail, and blatant misrepresentation, distortion of facts. They are not in tune with the reality on ground, and that is why they have stayed outside to throw stones at their father's land, and we are in receipt of incredible intelligence that they are being sponsored by politicians.
Highlighting key achievements of the governor, Pastor Akianos cited school and hospital renovations, improved access to public services, employment of thousands of youths in education and civil service, quality healthcare delivery, youth engagement in agriculture, and major road infrastructure projects, including alternative routes for travelers to Ondo, Oyo, Osun, and Lagos states. He noted that efforts are ongoing to repair federal roads within the states.
The CNP also wishes to state that the present administration of the state has provided employment for thousands of youths through recruitment into civil service, teaching service, local government services, fire services, Amotekun corps, agro rangers, anti-grazing marshals, while thousands of youths are also engaged through the Bring Back the Youth into Agriculture scheme in 3 clusters across the state to boost food security.
Affirming Governor Oyebanji's commitments to transparency, the CNPP chairman dismissed allegations of fund mismanagement as baseless and imaginary. Toba Babalola reporting.
The Special Advisor on Security Matters to the Ekiti State Governor, retired Brigadier General Ebenezer Ogundano, has attributed the escalation of farmers-herders conflicts to climate change, population growth, and religious differences. He made the assertion at the opening ceremony of a 3-day training on prevention and resolution of incidents of farmers-herders conflict held in Ado-Ekiti. Our reporter Yetunde Oloye has the rest of the story.
Retired Brigadier Ogundano, who raised concern on the spate of killings and destruction of properties across the country due to herders-farmers clashes, saying Governor Biodun Oyebanji for managing security situation well in the state, hence the promotion of peace, stability, and development across the state. He noted that the farmers-herders are entrepreneurs who play crucial roles in agriculture. The special advisor urged the participants to engage actively, share experience, and learn from one another.
Since we have all the stakeholders of ground, we have something to take in. Some of the ideas we are able to use will enable us to reach out to our headers, farmers, so that we can create a community and work together and move the state forward.
The state coordinator of Ekiti Elpress, Mr. Yinka Adedipe, said that the initiative would help the farmers' herders to figure out the cause of conflict and find necessary solutions as and when due.
That basically what is causing this conflict is basically resources. What are the resources? Feed and water. We're trying to manage the relationship and at the same time trying to make sure that we make provision for the resources that peace between farmers.
The executive director of Global Peace Development, Mr. Ebruke Ezike, said that the program was to create an avenue for farmers herders to interact on conflict resolution.
We're also learning from the people how they've managed, they've coped with the incidents of herders and farmers conflict, and how best we can together act to ensure that we have a peaceful state and environment as Nigeria.
In their goodwill messages, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ebenezer Ojo, who was represented by the Director of Animal Husbandry Services, Mr. Anthony Alofe, and the Chairman of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, Mr. Adebola Alagbada, said that the farmers' elders conflict was a pressing issue that requires a collective attention.
You know, livestock farmer and crop farmer, every one of them, they are farmers. But one must not be disturbing one another. We must rally around it and find a solution to the way forward.
The enemy of the planet and the evil of the climate change has created a lot of challenges for the agricultural sector. The herders are looking for where to graze because of the climate change. The farmers too.
Some of the participants said the training would help them live peaceably among themselves. The training was attended by security personnel and other stakeholders in the state. Yetunde Oloye reporting.
June edition of the monthly environmental sanitation exercise holds in Ekiti State tomorrow from 7 to 10 in the morning. Movement of people and vehicles will be restricted except for those on essential duties and candidates writing the 2025 NECO examinations, including supervisors. The theme of this month's exercise is A Cleaner Environment Begins with You, encouraging personal responsibility for hygiene. Environmental officers and security personnel will monitor compliance, while mobile courts will be on ground to prosecute violators of sanitation laws. The midday news continues after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita. Prepare them to win every day.
Welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has authorized a personal audit and skills-up analysis across the federal civil service to deepen the capacity of federal workers in the country. Tinubu made the statement at the International Civil Service Conference at the Eagle Square in Abuja. The president explained that Nigeria could only guarantee a high-performance culture it deserved by placing the right people in the right roles. And President Tinubu has reunited the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, suspended Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara, and members of the State House of Assembly. Reports have it that the resolution of the crisis came at a meeting between Tinubu and the aggrieved parties at the presidential villa in Abuja late last night. The meeting with the president came after an earlier one between Fubara, the FCT minister, and the lawmakers. The development was confirmed by the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a post on his X handle. Ononuga said that Tinubu demonstrated he wanted peace for Rivers State. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has announced that the return leg of the 2025 Hajj airlift operations is expected to be completed by Tuesday instead of the earlier projected date of tomorrow. In a statement by the Commission's Assistant Director, Information and Publication, Fatima Usara, noted that the extension was due to previous disruptions caused by airspace congestion and flight cancellations despite recent improvements. The Commission disclosed that the total of 41,668 Nigerian pilgrims airlifted to Saudi Arabia for this year's Hajj, and over 27,316 have already been transported back to Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima on Thursday arrived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, for an official state visit at the invitation of the Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed. Upon arrival, Shettima was received at the airport by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, Dr. Gideon Timothy, and other members of the Ethiopian and Nigerian diplomatic corps. The senior special assistant to the Vice President on Media and Communication, Stanley, revealed this in a statement. During the visit, Shettima will participate in the official launch of Ethiopia's Green Legacy Program, a flagship environmental initiative. The program, designed to combat deforestation, enhance biodiversity, and mitigate the adverse effects of climate change, targets the planting of 20 billion tree seedlings over a period of 4 years. US and China have finalized a trade deal framework to ease tariff tensions among the two countries. The Ministry of Commerce, China, noted that the country will review and approve items under export control, while US would correspondingly cancel a series of restrictive measures against China. The deal includes an agreement on how to expedite the shipment of rare earth materials essential for the production of electric vehicles, hard drives, and national defense equipment from China to US. That's the midday news. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
ẹ káàsán ẹ sì káàbọ̀ sórí ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí. Kelechi David lóníròyìn. Àpéjọ àwọn alága àti àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ láwọn iléeṣẹ́ àti ẹ̀ka ìjọba nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tí ó ń pè kí gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí tún díje fún sáà kejì lọ́fíìsì. Níbi ètò kan tó wáyé nílùú Adó Èkìtì, ẹgbẹ́ náà jùmọ̀ fọwọ́ sí pé kí gómìnà àti igbákejì rẹ̀ díje nínú ìdìbò gómìnà ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Oníròyìn BSCS Àbáyọ̀mí Pẹ́kẹ́ jábọ̀ ìròyìn pé ètò náà tó wáyé lóríkò ìṣètò tó wà ní Fájuyì nílùú Adó Èkìtì ló kún fún àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n gbé onírúurú àkọlé lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n pè kí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ṣèjọba lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀, olórí ẹgbẹ́ náà Olóyè Àlàbá Abéjídé tó tún jẹ́ alága fún àjọ tó ń rí sọ̀rọ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ sọ wípé ẹgbẹ́ náà ti fọwọ́ sí pé kí ìṣèjọba lẹ́ẹ̀kejì gómìnà wáyé fún mímọ rírì ipa ìjọba rere ti gómìnà Oyèbánjí. Alága àjọ tí ń rí ṣètò ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ nípínlẹ̀ yìí, pásítọ̀ Káyọ̀dé Babádé, dábàá kí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ṣe sáà kejì nígbà tí ọ̀kan lára ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, Fọlárìnwé Ayádéòsì, ṣe síkejì àbá náà tí olórí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni adéoyè àríbásóyè sì fòǹtẹ̀ lù ú. Ṣáájú ni àwọn aṣojú ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ náà sọ pé ìfọwọ́sí ìṣèjọba gómìnà Oyèbánjí lẹ́ẹ̀kejì ni látàrí àwọn àṣeyọrí rẹ̀ láàrin ọdún mẹ́ta lọ́fíìsì. Akọ̀wé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abibat Adúbíaró àti olùbádámọ̀ràn fún gómìnà lórí òṣèlú olóyè Jídé Àwẹ́ sọ pé ìpinnu gómìnà ní láti mú ìdàgbàsókè àti ìgbàgbádùn àwọn aráàlú lọ́kùnkúndùn. Nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ náà sọ wípé ètò náà jẹ́ ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ ní iléeṣẹ́ àjọ àti ẹ̀ka ìjọba tiwantiwa. Wọ́n ṣèlérí láti sa gbogbo ipá wọn lójúnà àti jẹ́ kí gómìnà àti igbákejì rẹ̀ padà sí ilé ìjọba fọ́dún mẹ́rin míì. Ṣáájú ìdìbò gómìnà tó ń bọ̀ lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀, àwọn òṣèlú nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ni wọ́n ti gbà lámọ̀ràn pé kí wọ́n ṣe òṣèlú tí ó dá lórí ohun tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe fáwọn aráàlú láìsí ẹ̀tanú, èké àti ìbanilórúkọ jẹ́. Alága àgbáríjọpọ̀ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Nàìjíríà nípínlẹ̀ yìí CNPP olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Victor Akínọlá fúnpẹ̀ náà nígbà tó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn nípínlẹ̀ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Oníròyìn BSCS Tọ́ba Babalọ́lá jábọ̀ pé olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Akínọlá sọ pé àgbáríjọpọ̀ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ni wọ́n fi ààyè gbà pé kí ẹgbẹ́ kankan máa tọ́ka tàbí sọ kòbákùngbé ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ohun tí kò ṣẹlẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìròyìn tí àwọn alátìlẹyìn ẹgbẹ́ mega ṣe tí ó ṣàpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà àti dọwọ́bò tọ́ nípa bí ìjọba gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ṣe mú àyípadà ọ̀tun bá ìpínlẹ̀ yìí nípa àgbékalẹ̀ ètò àṣeyọrí rẹ̀ jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Akínọlá tẹnumọ́ ipa rere ìjọba Oyèbánjí jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì níbàámu pẹ̀lú ètò olóòpó mẹ́fà rẹ̀. Ó ní ẹgbẹ́ mega ní láti ṣe àtúnṣe lórí àkọsílẹ̀ wọn nígbà tí ó jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wọn ló gbé lẹ́yìn odi tí wọ́n sì ń tàbùkù ìpínlẹ̀ wọn. Pásítọ̀ Akínọlá mẹ́nubà pé àwọn àṣeyọrí gómìnà lórí àtúnṣe àwọn iléèwé, ilé ìwòsàn, mímú àgbéga bẹ́tò ìjọba, gbígba ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ síṣẹ́ olùkọ́ àti iṣẹ́ ìjọba, ìṣètò ìlera tó péye, lílo àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lágbára lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn àti ṣíṣe àkànṣe iṣẹ́ àwọn ojú pópó fún àwọn arìnrìnàjò sípínlẹ̀ Oǹdó, Ọ̀yọ́, Ọ̀ṣun àti Èkó. Ó sọ pé wọ́n ṣe akitiyan lójúnà àti tú àwọn pópónà ìjọba àpapọ̀ ṣe nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Pásítọ̀ Akínọlá fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé ìjọba àkóyawọ́ ni gómìnà Oyèbánjí ṣe. Ó sì sọ pé irọ́ ni ẹ̀sùn ṣíṣe owó ìlú báṣubàṣu tí wọ́n fi kàn án. Olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ajagunfẹ̀yìntì Ebenezer Ogundana ti sọ pé ìjà àwọn darandaran tó ń pọ̀ sí i kò ṣẹ̀yìn àyípadà ojú ọjọ́ bí àwọn aráàlú ṣe ń pọ̀ sí i àti ẹ̀sìn tó ṣọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nígbà tó ń ṣíde ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta lórí dídènà àti yíyanjú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ rògbòdìyàn darandaran àti àgbẹ̀ tí ó wáyé nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Oníròyìn BSCS Yétúndé Olóyè jábọ̀ pé ọ̀jágunfẹ̀yìntì Ògúndánà ló kọminú lórí bí ó ṣe jẹ́ pé ìpànìyàn ṣe ń wáyé àti bí wọ́n ṣe ń ba àwọn dúkìá aráàlú jẹ́ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí, léyìí tí ó máa wáyé látàrí aáwọ̀ láàrin àwọn darandaran àti àwọn àgbẹ̀. Tó sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà Oyèbánjí fún bí ó ṣe ń mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò nípínlẹ̀ yìí, léyìí tí ó ní ó ti ṣe ìgbélárugẹ àlàáfíà àti ìdúróore ohun ìdàgbàsókè káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó ní aáwọ̀ láàrin àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti darandaran ni ó jẹ́ pé ó lè fa ìdíwọ́ fún tẹ̀síwájú, tó sì ní àti àwọn àgbà àtàwọn darandaran ni wọ́n jọ jẹ́ oníṣòwò tó ń kópa ribiribi lẹ́ka ti ètò ọ̀gbìn. Bọ̀bàjírò ọ̀hún wọ́n rọ àwọn tó kópa níbi ètò náà láti rí i pé wọ́n lo ìrírí tí wọ́n bá kọ́ níbi ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀hún dáradára kí wọ́n sì fi ránṣẹ́ ara wọn lọ́wọ́. Alámòjútó ètò airpress nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Yínká Adédípẹ̀ sọ pé àjọ náà ni ó wà láti rí pé wọ́n ṣe ètò àjọṣe tó dánmọ́rán láàrin àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti àwọn darandaran lójú náà ti rí pé kò sí aáwọ̀ láàrin wọn bó ti wù kó mọ. Lára àwọn tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ ìwúrí níbi ètò náà akọ̀wé àgbà níléeṣẹ́ fẹ́tò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ebenezer Ojo tó ṣojú tí adarí lẹ́ka ti ètò ìmójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀sìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Anthony Alọ́fẹ́ ṣojú fún àti alága ẹgbẹ́ àwọn àgbẹ̀ tilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà AFAN ọ̀gbẹ́ni Adébọ́lá Alágbádá sọ pé àwọn láàrin àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti darandaran ló nílò àmójútó ní kankan láti lè jẹ́ kí àlàáfíà máa jọba láàrin ìlú. Ètò gbálùmọ̀ olóṣooṣù títòṣù yìí yóò wáyé nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì lọ́la bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti aago 7 sí 10 òwúrọ̀. Lílọ bíbọ̀ àwọn èèyàn àtọkọ̀ ní àyè kò sí fún àfi àwọn tó wà lẹ́nu àkànṣe iṣẹ́ àti àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó kópa nínú ìdánwò NECO tọdún yìí pẹ̀lú àwọn alábòjútó wọn. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ni wọ́n ń retí láti tú àwọn ọ́fíìsì àti agbègbè wọn ṣe lónìí. Àkòrí ètò gbàlùmọ́ náà ni àyíká tó mọ́ tónítóní bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ léyìí tó wà láti ṣe móríyá nípa ojúṣe kálukú lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ́tótó. Àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ni wọ́n gbà nímọ̀ràn láti kó àwọn ojú àgbàrá ilé wọn kí wọ́n dá pàtí wọn nù síbi tó dára nítorí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ wọléwọlé àwọn àjọ tí kìí ṣe tìjọba àti àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ààbò yóò ṣe àbójútó ètò náà bí àwọn kóòtù alágbèéká yóò sì ṣe ẹjọ́ àwọn tó bá ṣẹ̀ sófin ètò gbàlùmọ́. àti pé ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ti sọ pé òun ti pàṣẹ kí wọ́n ṣe àyẹ̀wò àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àti iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe láti mọ àwọn àyè tó ṣí sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti ró àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ lágbára sí i lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ààrẹ Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi ìpàdé àpérò àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba lágbàáyé tó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn Eagle Square nílùú Àbújá. Ààrẹ sọ pé Nàìjíríà lè ṣe àṣeyọrí tó fẹ́ nípa gbígbé fífi àwọn èèyàn tó tọ́ sáwọn ipò tó bá yẹ. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ti parí ìjà láàrin mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ olúlu ilẹ̀ yìí Nyesom Wike gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers Similai Fubara tí wọ́n dá dúró àti àwọn ọmọlẹ́gbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Ìròyìn fi tó ní létí pé wàhálà náà yanjú níbi ìpàdé tó wáyé láàrin ààrẹ Tinubu àtàwọn ẹ̀kọ́ Tinubu náà nílé ìjọba nílùú Àbújá lálẹ́ àná. Ìpàdé ọ̀hún pẹ̀lú ààrẹ wáyé lẹ́yìn èyí tí ó ti kọ́kọ́ wáyé láàrin Fubara mínísítà fólúlu ilẹ̀ yìí àti àwọn aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Ìgbésẹ̀ náà ni olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fáàrẹ lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ìlànà Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nànúgà fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára X rẹ̀. Ọ̀nànúgà sọ pé Tinubu ṣàfihàn pé ó fẹ́ àlàáfíà fún ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers. Èyí ló pe ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní aago 7 nígbà tí a máa mú ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ wá sójú ìwòran yín. Ẹ káàsán.